The TotalEnergies company are supposed to build 6 billion energy company in Nigeria, Niger Delta precisely, but they took it to Angola. And it was so embarrassing when Poyen, the CEO of TotalEnergies company, said the reason why they took it to Angola instead of Nigeria. Now, before we go into the details to tell you the reason why the TotalEnergies company left Nigeria for Angola, I want to let you know that why the federal government, led by Bola Tinubu, why they were going around the whole country looking for people who even come to invest ordinary $100 million, $600 million. Companies are leaving Nigeria. The companies who are already in Nigeria are leaving, and they are leaving with their investment. Imagine 6 billion naira. If TotalEnergies agreed to build this company in Nigeria, you know what it means, the employment and the job opportunities to the revenue generation and so on and so forth. Nigeria will have benefited a lot. So it is not all about going outside the country to look for investment or people who are coming to invest into your country. It is better for you to fix your country, fix your rottenness, and people will come and invest in your country. Now, this article is from Shara Reporters. It was written on May 20, 2024. It says, the inconsistency in policy-making decision led to the diversion of the $6 billion in energy projects to Angola over Nigeria. The Chief Executive Officer, CEO of TotalEnergies, Patrick Poyen, has explained. Poyen, who spoke with the panelists of the Africa CEOs in Kigali, Rwanda, explained that Angola is a country with a more stable policy framework, which he said every business concerns will first consider before starting investment. Although the oil multinationals boss said the Niger Delta in Nigeria is the most productive region in West Africa, he noted that the erratic policy environment has made investment unsustainable. TotalEnergies has not conducted oil exploration in the region for 12 years, Poyen revealed, adding that Nigeria loves to open topics without concluding them. He further stated, "You love to debate. There is always a new legislature in Nigeria about a new petroleum law. When you have such permanent debates, it is difficult for investors to look for long-term structure to know what directions to go." This is what we have been talking about Nigeria's situation, that Nigeria is not stable. We don't have a good policy or good policies that federal government have put in place to enable, a good environment for investors. So it is not just all about come to invest in our country, come to do this, come to do that. So this is the reason why it is very good for Nigeria to make good policies. It's not all about going from around the country looking for who is going to invest in your country. What about the companies in your country? Where are they living? If I am going to United States to invest now, first of all, I will make inquiry. The SWOT analysis, the opportunity, the threat, everything. I will ask questions. The companies in America, are they benefiting? Are they making profit? The whole companies in Nigeria are declaring loss. And the environment, the policies, the government themselves, they are not helping the matter. So how would you, convince people to come and build their own investment there? Why this one is paining me a lot is because the TotalEnergies company is in Nigeria. We have it in Nigeria. So it's not like they are coming just like a new company into the country. This is already existing company in Nigeria. They're supposed to have just begin the $6 billion energy investment. So it is so unfortunate that they left Nigeria, they diverted it to Angola. It's so unfortunate. Now, let me continue the article. It says, in reality, the Niger Delta is the most prolific part of the West Africa. But if you look at what happened, because of these debates, there has not been a single exploration in Nigeria for 12 years. They said that the legislatures, they keep them in debate. Every time you have to come and debate, come and talk about this, come and invariably it may be that they are always looking for bribe that led to these companies not to have explored the oil for good 12 years. Now, it reads, he added, it is important to have a debate and then settle it and put a framework on the table that investors can trust. So it is an issue of trust. We have countries that have perfectly integrated policies like Angola. So we go to Angola and announce a very large 6 billion project in the beginning of the week because their framework is stable. So we know where we go, the CEO said. So at this moment, I think Nigeria should know their problem. Nigeria should know the causes of our problem, that it is not the citizen, it is the government, the policy making, the way they do things. If an investor come into the country, the protocol he will pass through, they will be demanding for bribe and so on and so forth. All these things, they are not good at all. They are not good at all. So it is a situation where the citizens have to continue to suffer for the policies of the federal government. I mean, this is the cause of the federal government, not the state government. We're talking about federal government because these are the people who are responsible of direct investment into the country. So I wonder what is going to be the destiny of Nigeria from now to next 2 years, or the end of 4 years of Tinubu's administration. Because someone cannot just become president and the whole companies are leaving Nigeria and so on and so forth. It is so pathetic anyway. Now, the man continued to give another reason why they left Nigeria, and he said, insecurity, lack of talent, stiffening investment. In addition, Poyen said that insecurity and the lack of human capital are two of the main issues facing investment in Nigeria. This is absolutely true. Even we, who are citizens of Nigeria, we are afraid to go to our farmland to harvest, to plant, to do everything because of insecurity. What do you allow, or what do you want the foreigners to do? A foreigner or foreigners, what do you want them to do? Those who are coming to invest in your country, then look at the security situation. Many of their staffs are being adopted from here and there, paying ransoms. If the government can't protect the lives and property of the people, they will continue to lose. This is a big loss anyway. And it is so pathetic that the government are not even, they care less. It doesn't concern them. It doesn't concern, even though they abduct thousands of people today, they do all sort of things. Government, they are not interested. They are not interested in what is going on. So that is the most painful thing. What is happening in Nigeria, why it is so painful, is not because it is happening. It is because we have leaders who are not interested. They are not just interested in anything that is going on. So if you like go, turn your head upside down. They themselves, they have securities that protect them. They have their bulletproof SUVs. They don't care. They won't go to hospital in Nigeria here. Their education of their children is not in Nigeria. So what concerns them? They pay less attention to everything that is going on. But you know what? Time will come and revolution is going to settle this.
Many of us from the north are famed for cattle keeping. And when you are driving the cattle through different grazing grounds, the cattle believe that you love them so much because you protect them from the elements, because you protect them from other wild animals. But if the cattle were to know that you are the one who would end up eating them, they would treat you very differently. Invariably, they do not know. And therefore, you will continue controlling them the way you do, and you will continue eating them the way you do. But it's a totally different case when you are leading human beings. They are not like cattle. You may lead them in a particular direction. You may think that you have lulled them into a false sense of security. You may think that you have deadened their minds. But always remember that one day, if you don't do that which is good and right for your fellow men, there is a day of reckoning. There is a day of reckoning, and history has demonstrated that it can come in the twinkling of an eye. History has demonstrated that kings have been toppled. History has demonstrated that presidents have been removed. History has demonstrated that great men have been cut down. History has demonstrated that men can rise when they are misled. History has demonstrated that men are indeed capable of rising up. You know, I always read these words of the American Declaration of Independence because I love them. They apply to humanity. Before America became what it is, they had enlightened men. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are born equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable right, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it is for these reasons that governments are instituted amongst men. And that when those governments fail to perform, it is the duty of those people to rise up and to remove such governments.